Alright, how's it going, gamers? It's me, World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade Classic, Return to Outland, play now, present active World of Warcraft count 12, Peggy. All in one breath I said that, and I think it's pretty good. And we're back in my bullshit with another tier list, because I know how much you guys love my tier lists. They're great. So yeah, this is just Minecraft mobs, including 1.16, including a bunch of ones that have been removed, like this guy and this guy. So we should probably add another tier. We're gonna add a tier. No, we're gonna add a tier below, and this is gonna be called the what? And we're just gonna put some crazy, wacky people in there. So yeah, them's are all the mobs that are in either Education Edition, like this, and I'm presuming that. Mobs that are removed from the game, and a villager, because there's already villagers there. I don't know why there's two villagers. I don't know. So yeah, we're just gonna rank them, starting with the bat. I like the idea of the bat. The bat's like a cool, like, what's the word, atmosphere. It's like an atmospheric mob. At the same time, they don't really do a whole lot, do they? We're gonna put them in C. That's where, like, this is like the baseline. You know, C, that's just where, like, the yeah, whatever. Oh no. Okay, so B. Apparently there's some, like, stuff you can do with these. You can make them all, like, produce honey for you, and I guess, like, good too. I don't know, but they do make honey blocks. Honey blocks are pretty cool, so we're gonna put them in B. B for B. B. You like jazz? So yeah, this is the one and only Blaze, more like before 20 Blaze it funny. These are I think they're one of the most fun nether mobs to fight. 'Cause the problem is a lot of the wither mobs are just like either the same as regular ones but tankier, or a certain other incredibly annoying one. But we'll cross that when we get to that. So yeah, they're a fun challenge. The way they like float and shit, that's fun. It makes them like a unique challenge you wouldn't really experience anywhere else, you know. And they're also really useful for brewing stands and the little Eyes of Ender. That's what they're called. Yeah, I don't play. I've never completed Minecraft that much, so yeah. And these are cats. Cats go in D. They're cool, but they're really only useful against creepers. They don't actually have a lot of use, honestly. Yeah, there's really not a lot to say about cats. They're very, like, they don't attack. They're not as useful. They're just really there, you know? Right. So, next up is the cave spider. Goes into C. Yeah, I'm gonna go C with this one. Cave spiders, they're cool. The whole gimmick is that they can poison you. That's the whole thing. Is that, like, they can poison you. But poison can't really kill you, and because of that, it's very, like, you know... Oh, that's a little bit annoying. Like, you'd never really, like... Oh man, I'm gonna get, like, destroyed by a cave spider. Cause no, they're like... Well, they can only do poison. You know, it's just like... Generally, they're also, like, kind of, like, the laziest mob design in the game. It's just a spider. But... small. I don't know what's that. It's like a spider slightly smaller and blue. It's 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Best design. This is the baby zombie riding a chicken. I didn't even know this was a thing you could experience, so we're gonna put that in the what? I don't know why I didn't put that there earlier. Preparation! So, chicken. B. No, C. I find that the most useless of, like, all the parts and mobs. Because pigs, they're iconic. Cows, they give you leather. If you want to make leather armor, they can do that. But they also have books. They also have, like, really good, like, bookshelves, and they're used in, like, enchanting shit. Also, there's just bookshelves just cool for decoration. Like, a lot of my houses, they will just have bookshelves because fucking they look cool. And you have there. Yeah, sheep, they can give you wool, and that's incredibly useful. Chickens give you feathers, arrows. I mean, you get tons of them off skeletons anyway, but I mean, I guess it's cool to be able to craft them. I don't know, they're the most, like... Now, once I put them in, no, they can... No, I put them in C because I like the raw chicken thing, how that gives you, like, poison. I think that's cool. Fish, D. What do I say about fish? I mean, it's cool they're there, but, like... Why are there so many of them? Like, hang on, let me, because I know there's, like... There's like all the different kinds of fish. Yeah, those are also D. I don't really care for them. Pufferfish also, while we're at it, we're gonna go lightning round, Yeti. What do I say about most of these? They're there. They're kind of cool. And yeah, that's, I don't really, they're cool. Again, it's like the bats. They're cool for atmosphere, but, wait, no, I know what, I'm gonna put them all in C. And, wait, I'll move the, yeah, I'll keep. We're gonna fill these out eventually, don't worry. Cows. Cows are baby. Yeah, we're gonna put cows in A. Simply put, their steak is by far the best meat in Minecraft. If I remember, he was like 4 or 5 hunger at once, which is way better than all the rest. So it already has like that. It has leather, which can be used in books. It can be used in armor. You don't want to give you armor, so you always want it in the early game. So in general, cows are like the best passive mob when you're just looking at it from a sheer like user order's perspective. Oh, creepers, creepers. Is there really any contest? These are going S. They're creepers. They are like the Minecraft mob. They are everywhere. Look, seeing this little shitty little animations playing the entire time. I don't know why that's there, but yeah, look. Why is Trump there? I don't know, pause that. But yeah, the creeper is like the mob of Minecraft. Like, what do you think of Minecraft? Creepers. You know, they're in the funny Creeper Our Man song. They have a cool design, honestly. Like, creeper designs are cool. Just in general, they have killed so, like, I've had so many hardcore runs and because of them. And just in general, they are friendly. They are actually, you can't just breeze past them. No, you have to like actively worry about them. And they're just really good. Like, they don't like every other mob, where it's like by the time you're in like the mid game, it's like, oh well. With creepers, you always have to be wary around them. That's why I believe creepers are the first S tier mob. Dolphins. Dolphins B. They're cool, they're there, and they give you that Dolphin's Grace, which I believe gives you like... hang on, I'm trying to remember. It gives you like the little, what's it called? Yeah, it shows the sunken ships. Yeah, and they are pretty useful for that. But outside of that, they're kind of eh. Like, you can often find sunken ships anyways. But like, I just like dolphins a lot. Okay, what can I say? I'm guessing this is donkeys. If I remember, if it goes. Donkeys, mules, and horses, and yeah, donkeys are the least useful. They go in B. Okay, so we got that now. I don't know why the Ender Dragon is with them, but why not? We're gonna do it now. Boss. A. I'm gonna put in A for now, but that is subject to change. If you don't know, the thing is with the Ender Dragon, right? It's a fight that on your first time through is like really like scary, and then you realize it's not that hard once you actually know what you're doing. Like, weirdly enough, if you just bring glass balls, the fight's kind of a joke. Like, you get like any projectile, not even that. You can just be really like wary with like a sword. Get down the thingies. The little end crystals, and then you just fire a bow at it, and a minute you use the glass balls to collect the dragon's breath thing, and then when it's landing on the little portal thing, just slice it with your sword, and it does like a bunch of damage. So, you know, that is very easy to cheese, but it's still like the boss of Minecraft. I wish we had more than that, because I think there's definitely some like I don't know, but I wish we just had more like bosses in Minecraft. That could be fun. So yeah, Ender Dragon definitive A tier. So, yeah. Now we're gonna be doing the drowned. Drowned? Here's the thing. I have played both Java and Bedrock version. Let me just say, if this was about Bedrock only, they'd be an F. If this wasn't just like them, it would be like, if this was in Java only, they'd be like a B. But again, because Bedrock makes them so annoying, they're going in D. The problem is in Bedrock, right? They spawn so much. It's not fun. I'm sorry, it's just not fun at all. It's just really, and I mean just really annoying. Because literally, like, I like building houses on like the little like beachfront, right? And I can't because these fuckers just spawn in. And it's like, ugh. Like, I like giving the ocean more to do, but like the problem is when they actively, I literally had to like build pillars in the ground so they wouldn't just spawn in the middle. They wouldn't just spawn and just surround my ocean. Because that's why they're not getting that high. That's why they're not getting that high up. It's called because Bedrock tainted them. This is the Elder Guardian. This is the only mini boss, I'd argue, in the game. There's not really many like. I don't know. And I'd say the Elder Guardian gets a B. The problem is with the Elder Guardian, I really like the idea. I think the Ocean Monument is like my favorite place in Minecraft. It looks fucking awesome. But the mining fatigue you constantly get in there is just not fun. And even then, it can be really easily cheesed because the conduit. You can just make it so you don't get the mining fatigue pretty much. And it's just like, or you can just do what fucking Luke the Notable did and just bring a cow and just drink milk. That's another thing, I forgot cows have milk too, yeah. Oh shit, I'm actually considering putting them up to S tier. Nah, the milk. Fuck it. You know what, yeah, fuck it. They had the milk. If you just bring a bunch of milk, just bring like a cow with you to the Ocean Monument, which is doable. Yeah, it's not that hard, you know? Yeah, like, in general, it's like really tedious too. Like, the Elder Guardian is one of the most tedious because of the mining fatigue. But you know what? It's still cool. We have more content in the game. Now then, the Enderman. Enderman. Honestly, a strong A, a strong A to a light S. Yeah, being Anthony Fantano in this bitch. What up? But yeah, the thing is, I just really like the Enderman. I think their design is one of my favorites because it's like, that is my favorite kind of design. When something has like humanoid features, but is very distinctly not human. And that's why I think the Enderman does great, because it's like, it has human features, but it's really long, and it's like, it makes these horrible noise, like, the noise it makes when it's angry, the way like that is like, I remember hearing, like, when you know it's happening, like, it's a little bit freaky. When you hear that out of the middle of nowhere, Jesus Christ, it's like the most terrifying thing in Minecraft. And just in general, like, these guys are kind of, like, terrifying, you know? Like, they are, like, definitely, like, the most horror thing in Minecraft. Like, literally based off of Slenderman. And because of that, they get a stronger A next to their dragon. Which, depending on the lore thing, may or may not be a good thing. Because there's retro gaming now. Surprisingly deep lore in this thing. So Endomites, they're kind of pointless. Like, you already have the health penalty for Ender Pearls. Why do we need, like, Endomites? I get it, they're good in farms. They're really good in farms. But outside of that, they really just aren't anything special, you know? Like, in Enderman farms they're good, but literally, like, they're meant to be there for a punishment for, you know, overusing Ender Pearls. But you already take damage when using Ender Pearls, so there's no point in them being here. You know, it's just, I don't know. This is the, I can't remember the name of this, but this is the one with like the weird, just like, cause like the vexes and shit. These guys are fucking cool, honestly. Like, these guys are, yeah, I'm gonna put them in A. These are just really fucking cool. I love when they do this in Minecraft. I love when they just push the limits of what, cause like it makes you dodge. And like with like the weird like crocodile mouths, it spawns this is like an actual like I'm cornered. They did that. This is some kind of testing for some like proper big like mod, not mod, and this is like some proper testing for like a new boss or something. Just in general, raids are really fun, and these guys definitely help in that regard. Foxes. D. The kind of most it's cool, that thing with berries, but that's really it. They're really, I don't know. It's like, you look at the foxes, right, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, but like, what do they really do? They're probably one of the most, like, they're just not really that useful, and I hate to say it, because I think in terms of design, they're like one of my favorite looking animals in Minecraft. Now then, Ghasts. Here's the thing with Ghasts, right? And you can tell I'm being serious, like deep into my voice. But yeah, Ghasts are just the most annoying. Yeah, the thing is with Ghasts, the amount of times they just blow shit up in the nether, and it's like, oh, thanks. Like, they aren't that bad when you know they're there, but when you're in like a nether fortress, and all of a sudden a fire charge comes out of nowhere, they are so annoying. Because I'm gonna put them in D tier, because I feel like it's good we have an enemy that's very unique and challenging, but they are just so annoying. It really is like, ugh. Guardians, the generic Guardians, like a C. There's not really much to say about them. They're just kind of, again, they're cool. They have a cool ass design. I love how it's like meant to look like Prismarine. That's something that looks really cool about them. Outside of that, they really are just like there, you know. Like, Guardians aren't a mob I look at and I'm like, whoa, holy fuck. Like, they're just sort of like I think the problem is with Guardians, they're a side piece to the Elder Guardian. I think that's the, if Guardians were more like, there was a rare chance of fighting them out in the wild, they would be way cooler. But because there isn't, it really is just sort of a, yeah, they're there. What of it? So now this is Hoaglands. Hoaglands are really, really annoying. Like, solely because they're so tanky, and more importantly, why on God's green earth is there a way of breeding them? These guys are, I love the new thing they did with, even though I'm sad to see zombie pigmen go, if we're getting like more cool mobs like the Hoagland and shit, I'm up for it. I'm happy we're getting more cool mobs. Even if their noises are like the worst. And this is just the standard horse. Is there really going to be any debate about that? It is literally the fucking... It's literally like the best ever. You know, like they are useful for just traversal. They have a lot of health. They are good. They can jump over things. And you feel like a badass horse riding one. Like, no one rides a horse and is like, this doesn't feel cool. No, you ride a horse and you're like, yes, ride to battle, bitches! Like, you know, it's just cool. They're just cool. You know, they're just cool. They're useful. S tier. Husks. These are Husks, right? Husks. D. Yeah, D. They're cool. But I think their design is I love their design. The design is cool. I love the idea of like a dried out zombie, if that makes sense. But they are like the most just like, oh yeah, it's a zombie, but it doesn't like, it's a cool design, but at the same time it's also really lazy. There's no denying it's lazy. Like I don't know, I'm not the best at kind of speaking, if you couldn't tell. But the Husks, they are cool again, cool idea. I just wish it wasn't like exclusive to the desert. I think the Husks would be way cooler if you could find them like anywhere. Because then it just feels like they were just slapping something onto the desert. If you want to add something onto the desert, give us actual desert content. The desert and like the fucking tundra, they're like the two most useless like biomes because there's nothing to them, especially the desert. I don't know, the desert's just... You know, it's sad the Husks are the only cool thing about the desert we have. So So now, yeah, I put that guy in walk because I realized I haven't actually, like, he's like that unused pillager, so I don't know anything about him. That is the Iron Golem. B. They're really useful at times. I know that's really stupid, like, yeah, at times, like, the Iron Golem is, like, super good, but it's really only against, like, zombies. Like, have you ever seen an Enderman try and fight, like, in a raid? They're actually kind of useless, because against projectiles, they just have to slowly walk over to them whilst taking ungodly amount of projectile fire, and they die. LOL. So yeah, just in general, they aren't that amazing, but yeah, it's a good peace of mind to have, and just in general, like, they can be really good against, like, zombies and, like, spiders. The Killer Bunny. This is actually one I have experienced, and it's like a C. I think I don't like the way they have to go out of your way to do it. I think it would be kind of funny if there was the occasional chance just to see, like, killer bunnies in the wild. Like, not too common, because then it would just be annoying, because they pack a surprising punch. Like, they aren't hard to kill, because, like, they are still, like, rabbits at the end of the day. They don't have that much health. But, like, in general, the killer bunny is, like, surprisingly difficult to actually try and, like, kill. Because it just does such a surprising amount of damage. There we go, I spoke, yay! Yeah, Killer Bunny, solid C tier. Yeah, C tier. Llamas, they're like both of them. They're cool, but what do you really say about them, really? They're just there. That's what a lot of the D-mobs are, they're just the ones that are there. Magma Cube gets a B. They like the slime, but I don't think they're as cool. I do like how they're fight, like, even like the tiny little ones can still do damage, because that makes sense. They are, like, apparently pure magma after all. And also I love, like, the splitting. Yeah, I like the splitting apart effect whenever they jump. It makes them look just fucking awesome, honestly. So yeah, these guys get a solid. Wait, hang on. Why is there a salmon? Or another kind of. Put that there. I was just looking down the list and saw them. Yeah, we aren't. Yeah, so mushrooms B. They have a cool design. The fact you have to go so out of your way to get them, because there's no natural way of getting them. Like, no, you can't even make a cow one, which means kind of stupid. I was for the idea, maybe if you got, like, a cow, and you gave it, like, a bunch of, like, 5-10 mushrooms, they'd become a mushroom. I think that'd be a kind of cool mechanic. But the problem is, because you have to go so out of your way just for mushrooms, and they're not, like, that good. Also, they don't have milk, which is, like, one of the best parts about, like, cows. So yeah, they're a solid B tier. Mules, they're B. Honestly, I don't really know a difference, aside from the fact donkeys are the worst and horses are the best. So yeah, these guys are just kind of there. I don't really know much about them. They're still cool, but not as cool as the horse, you know. Ocelot, what do these guys even do? D tier. So, like, what does the Ocelot even do now that, like, cats are, like, different things? They have the same properties as them? I don't know. Oh no. This is the pandas. The pandas. See, again, it's one of those things you have to go so out of your way to get them. You have to get them from the bamboo things. They have to breed when there's a bunch of bamboo around. But they're there. Again, they're cool. I love the animations. I think that's something I really like about them. And you know what? They're on C, they're B. I'm feeling nice. Parrots S, I love them. I love how they. Like, I don't really have to give a reason. They're just cute as hell. I love when you put music on and they'll do a little dance thing. It's like, ugh! I love them. I love parrots. Phantoms. B. C. They're cool as design. I think that design's like one of the coolest. But they are just. They're not really that much of a pain in the ass. Except for when there's like ungodly amounts of them, but even then, it's not like they aren't hard. They're just annoying. And the reason they're so hard is because I love like the unique way of doing them, and also again the design. Strong C. Pig S. These are like, if it wasn't, hang on, why are they there? Yeah, if it wasn't for like pigs, we wouldn't have pigmen. That means we wouldn't have villagers. We wouldn't have creepers, because creepers, as we all know, were made by like accidentally like setting them the axis the wrong way. Creepers, yeah, wouldn't have them. Just in general, like pigs are really deep. They were the first rideable mob too, like with the saddle and like the carrot on a stick, which was like 90% added as a joke, but I don't care. I think it's just a cool feature. And honestly, yeah, cat and pigs, S tier. These are the Hoaglands or whatever. They're both B. I like the mechanic where it's like, yeah, you can trade with them and stuff. And this is like the Bastion one, isn't it? Yeah, this is the one that appears in the Bastions. Yeah, there's not much to say about them. I think they're just a cool ass idea. And I do like the way they're implemented. The only problem with them I find is that you don't spend extended periods of time in the Nether, even with all the new changes. So it really is like, yeah, you won't see them that often. Also, the whole gold thing is a cool idea, but it just gets annoying in concept. Like it's a cool idea in concept. When you actually apply it, yeah, it's just kind of irritating. You can go near the Nether, it's like, wait, I have to put on my gold and take more damage from the amount of enemies that there are, because, you know, there's like so many projectile. It's just, why there's so many projectile enemies? You have to weaken yourself so you don't get more enemies. It's just not a good idea, like in practice. Pillagers. These are just the standard pillagers. A. Don't know S.A. I think their design is really cool. Crossbows are like a really cool idea for a thing. Like, I love that, like, you can hold crossbows, like, charged. That's a really cool thing about them. In general, the pillagers, the raids are really fun. And just, yeah, in general, I like the pillagers. Not much more to say there, really. I just think pillagers are pretty neat. This is polar bears. They're like a C. You have to go really out of your way to find them. And even when you do find them, it's kind of like, well, they're attacking me now. Cool. Like, I think... if I remember, it's like the way they work is if you go too near like their cub, they start attacking you. But even then, it's like such a, I don't know, because they're always near their like cub. It really is like, yeah, why would you bother like implementing that as a mechanic? Because all that's gonna happen is that you're just gonna kind of get attacked by them. So yeah, polar bears are just a C tier. They're again a cool idea, but it's just not executed well at all. Rabbits, E. They're really not all that helpful for anything. Like, they give you rabbit hides, and you need 4 of them for leather. But rabbit hides like a 1 in 10 drop. Why? That's so weird. Like, rabbit hides would work if appeared way more often. But that's the problem with rabbits. You put in so much work to have to try and kill them. For what? Nothing. Rabbits are one of the worst foods in the game. Rabbit hides are really not that useful. Like, there's not a lot of point to them, you know? Ravagers? Yeah, I want to say Ravagers. A. Ravagers are really cool. Again, they're another sort of sub-boss kind of deal. Kind of. But yeah, I think they're pretty neat. They're definitely, like, really tanky, which gets just a little bit annoying. By a little bit, I mean really annoying. So yeah. But other than that, I think Ravagers are a strong A tier. Yeah. So yeah, next up is the sheep. I'm gonna say A. Again, the wool is really invaluable, and they finally dropped meat. As someone who played for a while, that was like such a weird thing to find out, because like, for the longest time they just didn't, and it was really weird. But yeah, finally lamb was added to the menu, and it's one of the more decent foods in the game. So yeah. Also, like, yeah, wool is invaluable because, you know, there's a little thing called beds and sleeping, so you didn't have these guys on you. So yeah, sheep very high up, but I like them. Shulkers. B. Shulkers are cool, but the levitating thing is less of a downside and more of an annoyance, if that makes sense. Like, with the whole levitating thing, it's not like, oh, rats, what am I gonna do now? It's more of a, guess you have to wait for this to, like, stop. Huh. I can just shoot it with the bow, but still. That's the problem. You can still like just use the bow and just get them, or you can just like go underneath a block, which because the way End City is designed, that's an easy, really easy thing to do. So in general, it really is like, what is the point of Shulkers, to be honest? Seems like they wasted the idea of like a levitating thing on like this, a mob that's really rare and you rarely see. Because I want like a fan. So I want to be able to have like a fan, and they could just use levitating effect on that. When you're underneath a fan, you like start floating, and that could be used for some parkour stuff, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Shulkers, they're right. Again, they're really used for shulker boxes, but you know, outside of that, it really is like they're just a little bit of they're just a nuisance rather than like an actual threat. And that's the biggest problem with a lot of the mobs I don't like that much. They're just like phantoms. They're not a threat. They're a nuisance. Like Drown, they're not that much of a threat. They're a nuisance. Ghasts, a birth. Yeah, like you know, Silverfish, F. These guys only appear in one location. You'd think that'd make them less annoying, but no. Because of the way the strongholds are designed, you're going to have to like dig through a lot of things. So when you have Silverfish constantly just being like, hey, it's me, I'm appearing from the block you just destroyed. It's just a nuisance. There's no challenge, it's just getting knocked around. It's the epitome of just getting pushed around by like middle school bullies, because they can't really do much to you, so they just like lightly push you. Because they don't want to get in trouble. It's just like, yeah, you're kind of cool, I guess. You're just a nuisance. You're not really doing much to me. You're just being annoying. The skeleton horse. Skeleton horses kind of suck. You kind of put a lead on them. They get like, no, because of just the sheer power. Like they're getting beat because even though they aren't good, they're normally really slow and you can't even put a lead on them. But they are just so cool. Oh my god! Like I said it earlier. You feel cool with a horse, but you feel extra cool with a skeleton horse. Like you are like just, I don't even know how you describe. You were just like the baddest motherfucker to ever live when you're riding a skeleton horse. You know, skeleton riding a skeleton horse. B. I don't know why the jockey mobs are considered. In general, jockey mobs they're just B. I don't know why they're counted separately. Same with. Yeah, these guys are sure they can't be that much different. So B. What? Why the hell aren't baby zombies considered separate? Because I'd argue baby zombies are different enough to be considered separate. And if so, they'd be an F because I hate them. I hate baby zombies with a passion. They are like the actual most annoying thing. But you know, that's not here, nor there. You know, it's not on the tier list, so it don't count. Skeletons. A. Skeletons, they're good, but at the same time they're a little bit. Thing is, with skeletons, and when you're playing in hard difficulty, they are just so like. There's no balance really when it comes to skeletons. Cause like easy and normal, they are just so brain dead. It's almost you almost have to try and get hit by them, or they just attack. If you're looking at a skeleton and it fires at you, you are just going to avoid it on easy and normal. The only way you'll ever get hit by them is if you don't see them. But in hard mode, they are just been trained with like the Navy SEALs, and it's just impossible to avoid them. And I hate it. I hate all of it. It's just, again, it's just more of a nuisance. But because I spend most of my time playing on normal, because I'm not sad. But yeah, in general, like I play them a lot of the time on normal, and they aren't too like. It's still not perfect. They are definitely a bit too easy if you actually see them. But because they fire slightly faster, I think there definitely is like more of an argument to maybe like when they sneak up on you, there's a little bit of that turning around while like what the hell's going on. So yeah, that's why skeletons aren't horrible. They are, and also in general they're classic, they're iconic. Again, what do I really say? They are like one of the most iconic mobs. They're a little bit more annoying than the other ones, other than like cool, but still they are the skeleton. They are the Minecraft skeleton. Slime. It's like slime. Is that a Shin Megami Tensei reference? I said that in the weirdest way possible. Just like reference was like a game in the Shin Megami Tensei series. Play Nocturne, by the way. Pirate it, fucking emulate it, get the HD version. I don't care. Just play it. It's a great game. Slimes, I gotta see. They're cool, but here's the thing. I fucking hate them in super flat worlds. Like, slimes and super flat worlds are just the most annoying, like, mob, hands down. There's not a lot of fun to be had there. It's just the annoying little thing. It's just, oh yeah, there's the slime. Oh jeez, not the slime. Like, they're way too rare in normal worlds, and in super flat worlds, which is where I do a lot of creative building, they are just a nuisance because they spawn in way too often. So just in general, slimes, I can't really just say that much about them because they're either really annoying to the point where I don't even care for them. It's just sort of like, oh, that's a slime, okay. I do like them. I wish you could tame baby slimes though. And that's really weird. I wish you could. Slimes are, let's tell you what, yeah, just design alone because they're adorable. Slimes get B. Yeah, I know that's a stupid reason, but slimes are just like so cool, okay? I just really like their design. Snow golems. F. There's really not a lot of, unless you're fighting blazes, which I don't even think you can spawn snow golems in the Nether. But yeah, they really aren't like purposeful, if that makes sense. There's really not a reason you'd be like, oh, I need to have snow golems. No, because the iron golem is just them, but so much better in every way. Like, yeah, sure, snow golems can attack from a distance, but only with snowballs. Like, if they did damage, then it'd actually be an entirely different issue, but they only ever do damage against blazes. So, you know, it really is like, yeah, why? You know? Why would I bother with these? They're just kind of a waste of a pumpkin. Spiders, A. They're cool, but the figures with spiders, they're like the most... Yep, they're there out of all the night mobs I find. I think their climbing ability could be cool, but they don't do it. I don't do it anywhere near enough. I think it'd be really cool if spiders, you'd find them naturally climbing more. So you'd be in like a forest late at night and you just see like spiders like descending from the... That would actually be like the coolest and like the most terrifying thing. I'm not even afraid of spiders, and even I'd be like, oh. But no, they don't do that. They only ever climb after you, which I think really defeats a lot of the cool factor of that ability. But so that, yeah, they're really useful for potion brewing. I barely do potion brewing. So yeah, I don't really care about them all that much. They're just... No, what do I mean I don't care about them that much? That's spiders, they're awesome. They're awesome. I don't know, I just make up... Half of my speaking in my Taylor's videos is just my lips flapping. And that's why a lot of the time you get me saying like, oh, I don't care for them. But yeah, spiders, they're cool. I'd say they're probably my least favorite, like the iconic four. But they are still like the iconic, you know, they're still iconic. Squids, D, moving on. Husks, no, these are strays. They're like spiders, they're like skeletons with a cool ass design, and they're actually way more interesting to fight. I believe they spawn in the frozen biomes, like tundra and ice and all that. I'm not sure, but holy motherfucking hell, they look so, they are really cool, and I think their way of fighting them is way more interesting too. Like Husks, they don't burn up in the daylight. Cool. Still gonna kill them anyways. But strays, they figure a slowness, but they don't. Maybe it's because they don't fire as much, so it's much more of like a be a lot more careful about them. It's slightly different fighting skeletons, and like that enough just gives them like an A. And again, they're fucking cool art. It's not like a recolor with like a little bit more added. No, these like straight up like there's like new modeling done. It just looks awesome. Striders. Striders are incredibly useful because yeah, they give you like. No, should I go? Yeah, they're gonna keep them B. They're incredibly useful for like the Nether, but the problem is because the Nether's really vertical. At times, it really is like. You know, like, what else can I do with them, if that makes sense? Because, again, they are cool, but, like, just, like, being able to go over, like, the lava is, like, really nice. It gives you a lot more, like, exploration abilities throughout the Nether, rather than just kind of awkwardly having to shuffle along the lava or build across it. But again, because the Nether is really vertical with shit like the Nether fortresses, it really is, and, like, the bastions as well, they're quite vertical. So it really is, like, the Striders, like, really struggle in a lot of their like ultimate usability, you know. It really is like they're cool, but if they could like they have wings or something. So if you feel like glide with them, maybe I don't know, that could be cool. Turtles, D. They're probably like the person one I care least about. So yeah, because they're turtles and turtles are fucking rad, we're gonna go and put them in C. But yeah, turtles are definitely the most like they're there. That's cool. Yeah. Again, a lot of the problem is a lot of the newer mobs. I don't really have a lot to say about them. There's a few reasons. I haven't had much experience with them, and also just in general, they're not really as like iconic, and there's not as much. I don't know. I'm just spewing out my ass. The Vex. I hate these guys. I hate them so much. The thing is, the reason why I hate them is because they're just annoying. Again, they're not that much of a threat. They're just a nuisance, but they are a threat to villagers. And that's what makes them just ultimately annoying, because already like raids are already like really dangerous. But you know, like raids are already really dangerous, so why on God's green earth is there just a thing that's like, hey, you want to put protective measures for your villagers? Nodding. That actually might be why they exist, to prevent cheesing. But still, you know, it is like, you know, why do they have to be here? They're just nuisances and they're not really that effective, and they're only effective against villagers. Speaking of villagers, the S tier, these guys are broken. Like, I don't really know what else you want me to say. They are ridiculous when you get them to like, the higher levels and like you know what to do with them. Because now that like they have much more like, basically now like they're already kind of broken, but now with like the village and pillage update and all that shit, they are just the best. Like you can get so much. Like fucking Luke the Noble, and he had like a full like build high emerald block towers and shit, because that's just how ridiculous you can get now. And I was like, I like that. I like how you can just go fucking mental with them. You know, just in general, like villages are just iconic too. And it's like, what else do you want me to say about them? The white one was Dr. Trayaurus. You don't just have anyone be Dr. Trayaurus. No, you have the white robed villager. I'm the Vindicator. B. They're probably the... Yeah, B. They're like the... Out of all the pillager mobs, they're probably the one that's the most... Yep, they're there. They have an axe. Oh, scary. Like, am I meant to be that scared because they only have like an axe, and even then like... Maybe there is like the thing... There are actually like farms you can do where you just like have one called Johnny. Because like it goes berserk, and then you just have enemies spawn in there and you gather all the loot. I've heard like people actually doing that, but you know, it really is like, it's cool, the idea of like a villager with an axe, but still, it's like the most like average mob out of all of the pillagers. Wandering Trader, E. The problem with this guy is that there's way too much RNG involved. And also you can't sell him things to get emeralds, which I think because the guy will appear in the early game, you don't even know what that emerald is. Your character's probably like, what the fuck is emerald? What? And again, because he can literally have like pretty much anything, it's like half the time he'll just sell you like, here's coral, here's hang on, let me just, so here's an old plastic gem, here's paper. It's like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool of you, man. Can you show me something useful? Maybe. Like, that's the thing with the Wandering Trader. If you're not like anticipating it, which probably won't be, because again you'll be in the early game. It really is like, and even if you are like wanting him, you're in like the late game. You have a bunch of like emeralds. Half the time he's not going to give you anything good to like spend your money on. So it's like, why would I bother? The Witch. Honestly, like the most underrated mob. I will stand by that. The Witch is really cool. If you don't know, like the Witch by herself is not really much of a threat. The reason why they're a threat is because with other mobs, oh boy, like you have a horde on you and then you get poisoned, so you're brought down to really low health, and then you have to like succumb. Like chances are she'll throw more poison, or she'll like go invisible, or she'll like heal herself, and it's like, whoa. She's like, I remember she used to kind of be like a thing, but now that she spawns in at night and like during raids, she's way better mob. And just in general, I'd say she's A. With the skeletons. A. They're definitely a mob where I think their redesign works, because it's like an ashed out like version of the skeleton. Don't know why they're holding stone swords, but okay. I love they have a chance to drop stone swords. It really is like, whoa, we got a stone sword. Gee, thanks, Withy. Yeah, but they are like they're a useful thing. The Wither, which is really good, and they have a cool design. And just in general, they're an A. Again, they're also a threat too, because the withering, yeah. Because it's like poison, but you can actually die from it because of that. Yeah, you actually do have to be really careful when fighting wither skeletons. And I like that. I like when you can't just be all like bam, 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 boom, done. And you actually have to like be careful. Yeah. The wither, honestly, wither's like B still because it's really easy to make a joke. What you do is that you just go to bedrock level, get a bunch of obsidian, and yeah, you can literally use the wither in like traps and like farms. I can't remember who it was, but there was someone who made like a wither farm. No, it wasn't a wither farm. It was like an Enderman farm using the wither, and it was like, holy shit! Like that is just how, like the fact that you can be using a farm is a little bit silly. Also, in general, like, they're not. The withers like, you think they're really threatening, but once you realize how easy it is to cheese them, it really is like, oh, cool. Also, who came up with the idea of like, oh yeah, during its second phase, you can't hit it with arrows? You know how annoying that is? Especially when it can blow things up, so you can't. It's just not that smart of an idea. But overall, yeah, Wither is a B. Wolf, the funny doggo S. Yeah, but seriously though, like wolves are like S because you can have like an army. You can legitimately have your own army of just wolves. You punch like one enemy, and you have like an enemy of. You punch one enemy, and like an army just comes around you and just destroys them. Also, again, wholesome cute popper. OMG, wholesome 100. Zombie Hoaglands. Is there even much of a difference? These are like an E. Zombie horses. I don't think these guys are even legitimately in the game. Zombie Hoaglands. They're just zombie piglins. They're just zombie pigmen, but worse. They're still going in the. They're gonna go in C tier because they replaced one of my favorite mobs. Zombie villager, A tier, and again, they are there. They're a different version. No, I tell you what, yeah, both of them go in S tier. Again, the zombies are incredibly iconic. I think the zombie villager, I really like the design of it. It is like a zombie villager. You know, that's what it is. It's a villager who is a zombie. That makes sense. Like the zombie sieges are like a really cool thing. Of sometimes like zombies will just swarm over a village. That's like such a cool mechanic. I love that. And just in general, I think it's a cool mechanic. So yeah, now we're gonna recount the entire thing. So anyone who's kind of had this on another tab or whatever can get angry with me. F tier, Vex, Snow Golem, Silverfish. E tier, Zombie Hoglin, Wandering Trader, Rabbit, and Endomite. D tier, Squid, Ocelot, Llamas, Husks, Ghast, Fox, Drowned, and Cats. C, Zombie Piglin, Turtles, Polar Bears, Phantoms, the Killer Bunnies, Guardians, Pufferfish, Salmon, all kinds of fish really, Chickens, Cave Spiders, and Bats. B, the Wither, Vindicators, Striders, Slimes, all the jockeys, Skeleton Horses, Shulker Boxers, Piglins, Piglin Masters or something, I don't know what they're called, Pandas, Donkeys and Mules, Mushrooms, Magma Cubes, Iron Golems, Hoaglands, Elder Guardians, Dolphins and Bees. A tier, Wither Skeletons, Witches, Spiders, Strays, Skeletons, Sheep, Ravagers, Pillagers, the other Pillager with like the cool robe design. I really can't remember the name of, should probably Google that. Enderman, Ender Dragon, and Blaze. S tier, Zombie Villager, Wolf, Villagers, Pigs, Parrots, I was going to say carrots, Parrots, Horses, Creepers, and Cows. That will be all from me today. I will see you in the next video. Arrivederci.